And for one final time here on this opening day, we say good evening. It's our third and final game of the day. As we send one more team into round two here of the 2025 basketball tournament at the West Virginia Regional. This matchup, the 3-seed West Virginia, the West Virginia Alumni against the 6 DuBois Dream. And what's a rematch of 2023 in Wheeling, West Virginia. Hi, everybody, once again. Matt Martucci, Tim Scarborough. And it is a rematch, Scar, at least in team name, but both of these rosters looking significantly different.
Yeah, roster overhaul for both these groups. Still plenty of talent in both purple and in white. I think this West Virginia team better be ready because Albert Vicario has been able to attract some size and athleticism in this DuBois Dream team.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 70-68, West Virginia over what was a different roster at DuBois Dream. But again, as you say, the talent that he's assembled, a lot of really good former D2 and some D1 players.
People need to understand there's plenty of really good basketball players at the D2 level.
West Virginia winning the tap, but all kinds of crazy D from DuBois Dream. Good ball movement, and Wesley Harris with a southpaw three for the former West Virginia Mountaineer.
He's one of the few returners from the 2024 group.
Whirling dervish for Shane Hunter, who played pro in Sweden last year. And this rebound corralled by the former North Texas guard, James Reese, the fifth. Harris quickly wants another one, and not a whole lot doing there. Bodies flying everywhere.
Whoa.
Trey Mitchell and then Dalton Boland.
Did he get the first down, though? That's what I want to know.
Known for his intensity, you know this, but Dalton Boland, as a collegiate athlete, teammates' nickname for him was Psycho D.
You can take that a lot of ways, but okay.
In a good way. Okay. His intensity.
All right.
Trey Mitchell with the turnaround and missed that. Out there with Jared West, Kedrian Johnson, Wesley Harris, and James Reese, the fifth. Boland missed that three. Second chance opportunity for Riker Cesarek and missed it. But Boland tracked it down again. Montague in and out. Boland the offensive rebound, stripped out of bounds by Kedrian Johnson.
Still their ball. Lots of clean looks at the rim. Could not cash it in for DuBois Dream, but they will retain possession. Still looking for their first bucket of the evening.
And Boland will get it.
Psycho D.
Former All-CAA selection at College of Charleston has DuBois Dream on the board. And quickly the other end to end, Isaiah Fuller lost the ball. They get it back. Cesarek knocks down a three. Cesarek, excuse me, who won a national title at D2 Nova Southeastern down in Florida. 5-3 the Dream with the 2-point lead and a steal on the inbounds. Montague And Bolin got it stolen back
Yep.
by Kedrian Johnson.
Yeah, you know, South Florida had it going on for a minute there with the Division II national champions. Miami was in the Final Four that same year. FAU was in the Final Four around that same time. And, yeah, the Division II national champions as well. Yep.
Albert Veracallo newly in, wearing number 31 for DuBois Stream.
The GM/player.
And they play in honor of his family's charitable foundation in memory of his parents. Tyler Eberhardt bodying Trey Mitchell.
Charge, right?
Johnson
Or nothing.
right up into Veracallo.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good defensive play. They play on. This is our third game tonight. It's been very physical in this building. And the Sikh Warriors would tell you maybe a little too physical. They only took 4 free throws in a football game this past game prior to this one, but they represented their country and their religion very well on the basketball court.
Yeah, very impressed with what we saw from them. Eberhardt missed that.
Numbers here.
Johnson with the outlet to Reese, who got it caught up on his head.
Step
through and got the layup.
That is big time. And Reese, I used to do his games covering Conference USA when he was at North Texas. And Coach Ross Hodge, who's the new head coach at West Virginia, was an assistant coach under Grant McCaslin down there in North Texas. Reese, number 3, was on that North Texas alumni team, the Mean Green, that got to the final game 2 years ago. 2 years ago in Philadelphia. It's still weird to see Jared West Jr., number 13, in a West Virginia uniform. Of course, his dad is the head coach
and a former West Virginia player himself.
Yep, former West Virginia standout.
Sometimes family supersedes rivalry, Tim Scarborough.
Yeah, I would think.
West Jr., of course, a former Marshall guard. Played with Herd that.
Many times.
Mm-hmm. All kinds of deflections. Jordan Hines on the turnaround for DuBois Stream. And couldn't get that to stick.
Jared actually finished his career at Louisville.
Yep.
5th-year senior. You know, they give you 9 years to play.
Anymore.
Yeah.
I think you're just mad that you were too old to capitalize on their college basketball.
Well, they only let me play 3. They wouldn't let me take a red shirt. I only played in 6 games as my freshman year, so a little different time period for me. Here comes some pressure. Great job of breaking it. Woo!
Hines was ready to tee that up, and I think lost the handle. And got a deflection here. Eberhardt comes up with the steal.
Lob. Oh!
They wanted Hines.
Man.
Lance Schuler serving it up, another former D2 guy from West Liberty. Johnson steps through.
Wide open game here at both ends.
Yeah, if somebody can start making some shots, this is an early candidate for game of the day. And early by, the first quarter, not because it's the third game of our day.
Right. Full court pressure again being deployed by DuBois Dream. Wearing a lighter purple than normal. Oh.
Riker Ciceric guilty of that last foul.
2-1-2 full court press.
Will Voorhees just checked in. The kick out, and Reese the fifth. Able to can the three.
You don't often get to the fifth generation of a name.
And Voorhees got the steal. And good recovery by Fuller. Punched it out of bounds. Halfway through this opening period, Matt Martucci, Tim Scarborough. West Virginia doubling up DuBois Stream. West Junior directing traffic. And fall away three off target for Isaiah Sanders. Bolin wanted the screen, picked up the dribble rather, I should say. And bodies still tumbling everywhere. That time Bolin again. Turnover for DuBois Stream. And two-hand hammer off the bounce for Toby Okani.
That gets the crowd out of its seats.
Former Duquesne Duke eventually turned Mountaineer. Riker Cicerik able to answer for DuBois Stream, and they get the steal after the errant turnover.
Yeah, threw that into the abyss to no one.
Shane Hunter, the one to come up with it.
Jared West, number 13, a really good on-ball defender. Bolin wanted to take him, but West was up to the task. Tagged with the personal there, though.
Well, plenty of energy and pace to this one here early on. Timeout on the floor. West Virginia, the 6-point lead. You're watching the West Virginia Regional here at the basketball tournament. Back in West Virginia. On an opening day one where we've already seen 8 different teams across several different regions advance, including down at the James Madison Regional, shell-shocked Tim Scarborough. 75-74 over Love, Virginia. The Maryland alumni able to advance.
Wow.
How about some of these names? Daryl Morcell, Diamond Stone, Mello Trimble.
Wow.
All on that Maryland alumni roster.
That's a good roster there. Quality names.
Although apparently Mello Trimble didn't really log any minutes. I'm just seeing his name in the box score. Bolin tried the post up and missed the short jumper. Rebound for Eduardo Andre in West Virginia. DuBois Stream testing its conditioning early on. A lot of full court pressure. And they force another steal.
Not a deep bench.
And what a recovery. Andre coming out of nowhere.
Yes, sir.
West.
Short.
And that would have completed it. Instead, that's out of bounds. Last touch by West Virginia and Isaiah Sanders.
Again, a different West Virginia team. Remember John Flowers and Kevin Jones and all those guys used to play? Flowers is the GM now.
He's sitting on the end of the bench. He's dressed like he could play. I don't know that John's going to log any minutes.
He's got plans, yeah.
And knocked out of bounds. Last touch by DuBois Stream.
They had Marcus Keene at one point, sideline cancer star. Tavon Myers, John Holton.
Boland and Hunter trying to execute the double team. West Virginia able to break it with O'Connor handling. West, they got it punched off the backboard. Ciceric and Hunter.
Nice backdoor. Oh, that
excellent
is
for Fuller.
Woo!
Bring this game back to 4.
Set up West, I should say.
Hunter clears another rebound. And quickly to the cup, Fuller. And they're able to get another double and another steal. Ciceric with the layup.
You better play strong with the basketball, because when they allow reaching and not call ticky-tack fouls, that escalates as the game goes on.
Sanders off target, and DuBois Stream with a chance to tie or take the lead here early. Hunter across the lane, missed it. O'Connor finds Kedrian Johnson. And gets it back, missed the 3. Shot clock off, and DuBois Stream can close out this first quarter with the last shot if it so chooses.
Possibly take the lead going into the second quarter, despite a pretty rugged start offensively.
Fuller with inside 10 seconds. Gonna go one-on-one on Johnson. Good help from O'Connor.
Really good defense.
Olin got bodied. And that's the end of the first. Well, like we said, all someone has to do is start making some shots. 2-point basketball game here. But plenty of entertainment value. West Virginia with a 14-12 lead heading into the second quarter when we return in West Virginia. A lot of folks wearing Mountaineer colors.
Definitely.
Only imagine what it'll look like Sunday if it's a Herd That West Virginia matchup.
This is a definite home court advantage.
Well, open layup for Hines, but unable to convert.
DuBois Dream still looking for their first TBT win. They've come close.
Reese Jr. had that layup played off the rim, which you can do in TBT. EuroLeague rules.
Well, kind of a blend.
Yep.
Some NBA, some NCAA, and some FIBA.
Some FIBA.
Yep.
Reese, welcome addition, cans another three.
And he wasn't really a three-point shooter at North Texas. He could shoot it, but that wasn't his forte. Really good defender.
West Virginia back up by 5. Barrichello from the corner. Got a decent look. And Eberhardt unable to corral the three. Harris able to break the pressure. Reese right in on Hunter. And the height of the big guy maybe affecting that. Put a little too much English on it. And Harris got his foul blocked.
Some good size in there. Nowhere to go for Harris.
And here's Hunter
Nice.
at the other end, and more size advantage.
Shane Hunter at 6'10", blocking the shot at one end and finishing at the other.
Becomes the 5th member of DuBois Dream to score. Reese, meanwhile, with some words for Hines after canning another three right in his eye. 11 now for James Reese, the 5th. And we're only 2 minutes into the second quarter.
3 for 4 from downtown. Dead center. Splash down from 3.
Wesley Harris just picked up that last personal. Second one on the former Mountaineer alumnus.
Bolton.
And Bolin sets up.
Double
West,
team. That's a good.
yeah, I was going to say West dribbled right into that
Yeah.
double. Mitchell, little reverse layup and got it to go.
It's nice to be long. He started on one side of the basket with no dribbles. He ended up on the other side.
Montague hesitated and then took it anyway. Most times you don't see guys knock
Man,
that down
get
when
out
that
of rhythm.
happens.
Yep. There we go. We got numbers here. Look for a lob.
Harris, elevator up.
Oh, my goodness. We're not calling technical fouls anymore, I guess.
Apparently not at all.
He did 3 pull-ups. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we used to do at the playground when you dunked on someone.
This West Virginia lead continuing to increase, now by 7. Eberhardt sits down for DuBois Dream.
Got the TBT crew going to work. That's usually a job for for preteens, right? 12, 13-year-olds. Oh, he's going to pull, yep.
Bolin missed it.
Kick ball.
Yeah, that was Division II head coach Daniel Harris out there cleaning the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
Davis Elkins.
When I played at Liberty many years ago, we played Davis and Elkins.
Yep.
And we used to have to drive through the mountains from Virginia into West Virginia. That was always a trip we did not look forward to.
Mitchell with the up fake and the layup. And West Virginia really starting to turn it on.
DuBois Dream has got to find some flow to their offense. It's very choppy, and the shots look rushed.
And as you say, Fuller with another one just like that.
Yep. But that's West Virginia defense over the years, especially under Bob Huggins. They would speed you up, even in the Big 12.
Over the front of the rim, Montague score the layup plus the foul. Little finger roll for Christian Montague.
Nice drive and a rare opportunity at the rim without being contested. And Montague able to cash in. You know, there's a new coach at West Virginia now, Ross Hodge, we talked about. And North Texas has been one of the better defensive teams, certainly under Grant McCaslin, who's now at Texas Tech. But also they continued that under Ross Hodge, and now he's going to bring that defensive intensity to Morgantown. I'm excited. I feel like college basketball is better overall when certain schools are good, and West Virginia is one of them.
Is absolutely one of them.
Yep.
Johnson missed the three. Eberhardt tracked down the rebound. Well, I can tell you how much I enjoyed the Final Four run. That team, you know, led by Kevin Jones and the likes of John Flowers and some of those other guys. Watch them beat Kentucky in person at the Carrier Dome.
Oh, nice.
Meanwhile, DuBois' Dream, after another Montague three, is back to within three.
If John Calipari watches these games, we seem to bring up every bad loss Kentucky or Memphis has taken over the last 20 years.
Somehow I don't think Coach Cal is firing up YouTube right now.
He came to TBT last year in the championship with La Familia in Philadelphia, was in that final game. He was there and some other Kentucky alum. Tyrese Maxey of the Sixers was in the building.
Montague wanted another. Johnson right in on Eberhardt, bucket and the line. And Eberhardt took the brunt of that hit.
He did. Tyler Eberhardt took a shot in the mouth and got tagged with the personal. And he made the shot. Insult to injury to insult.
And Kedrian Johnson to the free throw line. Part of a West Virginia roster that was expecting to have a few more bodies. Jermaine Haley, who's been instrumental in some of their runs over the years at TBT, apparently had some customs issues.
How about that, right?
Getting back in from Canada is his native.
You know, we talked about the overhauled roster of West Virginia, but there's no more Weathers brothers, Michael and Marcus.
Or DuBois' Dream.
Or DuBois' Dream, yeah. Taylor Persons played with them last year as James Reese hits another three. What is going on? It's 4 now.
14 for Reese. And that one got blocked off the glass. Will Voorhees.
And O'Connor threw that one away. I guess he couldn't wait to get the ball back to Reese. The way he's shooting, who can blame him?
Now, just when you thought DuBois' Dream was creeping back into this.
Yeah.
West Virginia pushes it back to 7. Timeout on the floor. It is the West Virginia Alumni, the 32-25 lead here at the basketball tournament 2025. Now, what an addition James Reese, the fifth, has been for West Virginia. 14 for the former North Texas Mean Green guard.
He's hit 4 threes. He's been terrific from downtown. We know he's a solid defender. He's brought a lot of energy. He has nearly half of the West Virginia points here in the first half.
Christian Montague, meanwhile, handling the ball for DuBois Stream, has led them with 9 points. Hunter going to go one-on-one on Voorhees. Too much off the glass. Ciceric into the double team. Somebody's open. It's Jordan Hines with the flash, but missed the three. And they batted that up in the air. Hines tied up by West. Arrow over to West Virginia.
There are two guys right there that are going to fight for one bone, two dogs. That's what the epitome of that was right there. Neither one wanted to give it up. We settle it with an arrow.
And West Virginia almost halfway there toward what would be a matchup with Herd That. How bad do you think they want that?
Both teams.
That rivalry doesn't really happen anymore during the college basketball regular season, so you have to have it here.
Yeah, and you know, I remember Dan D'Antoni used to kind of taunt Bob Huggins because they didn't want to play Marshall. He tried to bait him into agreeing to do the game, but and you know, in state, I understand from Bob Huggins' perspective because Marshall's good enough to beat you. But everybody in the state expects you to just kill Marshall. But Marshall's got players.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play. They got a great coach. They had a great coach in Dan D'Antoni at the time. So I understand the reticence to play him.
Voorhees went across the lane.
But, you know, with these power conferences now, though, for example, the SEC got 14 NCAA teams. That's just bananas to me. They have 16 teams and 14 of them made it. So by virtue of playing the SEC, you're probably going to make the tournament now. I think you should make those guys in the regular season go play on the road at places like Marshall and Winthrop and North Texas. You know what I mean? You shouldn't just.
It'll never happen, Tim Scarborough.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
It's
there's teams that don't leave their building.
It's structured toward rewarding the big fish
It is.
for just playing their conference schedules.
And then the other thing, the big fish, I mean, you're going to be 4 and 16 in your league.
But just because you're in that league.
Yeah, because every loss you take is still better for your overall net ranking, just because you're playing ranked teams every night.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but.
Well,
at least
it makes sense.
At least
because that's what they're trying to do.
At least for people that like the.
But it's not fair.
Like the NCAA tournament where Cinderella got to be Cinderella.
Yeah. I say you should be able to. You have to play 500 in your league or better.
Reese stepping back, all the tools. And more hustle from West Virginia. Foul on DuBois Stream.
Energetic group in white tonight. They're feeding off the energy of this crowd. And everybody in the state of West Virginia Heard That has already won their game, so you know they're cheering for the boys in white to survive tonight and have that showdown on Sunday on this floor in this building. And that has, it's gone. I believe this will be the third time they play, right? West Virginia won one and Heard That won the next one, a regional final on their way to Philadelphia. Timeout. Yeah, he got it.
Eduardo Andre able to call it. West Virginia getting the majority, almost half of its points from a non-Mountaineer alumni. Reese with 16 of the 34.
So we've been talking a lot of college basketball here, right? And with good reason. We have colleges literally being represented in this tournament. Here's an idea, and it's not my idea, but I would love to see the NCAA open up their teams to play in TBT as their full rosters. I'd like to see that.
You would, huh?
Yeah. So, you know how
you structure it as some sort of NIL piece?
It could be an NIL piece as far as the money, but of course, if you don't win TBT, you don't get anything. But the other component is college teams are already taking their players overseas as a way of getting to coach your team, kind of a preview. But you can only do it one every 4 years.
Once, in June,
right?
and you go July or August.
Yes, it's the perfect. What time do we play TBT? July and August, right? So you could do that. You'd have true alumni teams, not even alumni teams. You'd have true college teams representing those schools. And as a coach, I know I would love to coach my team as a college coach in the summer. Get to see a preview of what I have and have them play against grown men. Wow, what a test. I mean, they're playing against grown men when they go overseas. They're playing pro teams.
I mean, it's an interesting conversation piece. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of hurdles, of course. But I'd like to see that.
Inside of a minute here in our opening half.
Lob. That was a lob. That wasn't a shot.
Reese. That would have been something. Andre missed it. O'Connie won't. Don't be so mean, Toby.
You got to love those cleanups on aisle 25. Oh, tried to get him back.
And
got hung.
The hammer.
Clint Eastwood.
Scissoric.
Hang him high. Oh, that's a lot of contact there. And we're not going to call the hand check, Ted?
Three-second differential shot in game clock. West Junior. And O'Connie with the last 5 for West Virginia to close out this half. How about that surge for the Mountaineer alumni? 5 straight Toby O'Connie points to go up by 14 at the break. West Virginia 39-25 on top of DuBois Stream. We'll take an extended break, be back for the start of the third quarter. You're watching the West Virginia Regional here at TBT 2025. After an impressive run to finish out the second quarter, West Virginia the 14-point lead to open up this third.
Yeah, this is a window here. If you're a DuBois Dream, you got to try to get back into this, like right now. And it's not beyond the realm of possibility. You got the crowd. Some people are still making their way back from concessions. It's quiet in here. This is your window to capitalize.
And they go with the lob to Hunter.
Now the full court pressure. So now you want to do this without fouling, try to get some deflections, some turnovers. You're going to spend some energy if you're a DuBois Dream, obviously. But this is where you are.
Reese was able to break the pressure, but not without a little bit of difficulty. Shot clock cut in half.
Yep, exactly right.
Which is the intent.
And you hope they take a bad one and rebound and go run off of it.
Mitchell over the top, got the friendly bounce on the turnaround. Bolin in on Mitchell.
Oh, 2 times missed.
Scisoric, two different chances.
Point blank, though. Those are the ones you think about in your dreams. No pun intended.
Harris fairly quiet since the opening portion of this game. Mitchell.
Oh.
Very loud.
Mitchell's had some really key baskets. That ball hit the line, yep. Scisoric. Uh-oh. We're having some words here. Is this a rivalry game? You don't usually see that between DuBois Dream and West Virginia. It's usually pretty friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Teams have played before. A really well-played game 2 years ago in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Ended in an Eric Stevenson Elam ender.
Yeah, Eric Stevenson. And if Stevenson misses that, DuBois Dream has the possession to win the game because they were up by 1 and 2 from the target score.
Yeah, that was as entertaining as any TBT game you and I have ever done.
And the finish was perfect for at least everybody but DuBois Dream. So no technicals assessed. Just a strongly worded letter to the letters to the coaches. Whoa.
Yeah, Wesley Harris and Christian Montague both assessed technicals.
Oh, okay, they did get them.
Yeah, they did.
Good. Offsetting, so no free throws. Oh, that was a tough way to get it in. Really good defense here.
Kedrian Johnson breaks it with the pass to Reese. Mitchell, tough catch.
Yeah, couldn't get to the penthouse. Couldn't get to the top floor. Sloppy.
Yeah, Hunter got another deflection. Montague.
Come on.
Late night deposit.
Yeah, it's a little too late to go banking. Friday night, everything's closed. Really good contest by West. Still got his eye shot out.
Foul here on Shane Hunter.
Jared West Sr. coaching this team. You know, I don't know if you noticed, he's just got a new job at Glenville State.
Yeah,
coaching the women's
basketball assistant.
Yep.
Yeah, left his high school gig at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Where he did, in fact, coach his son at one point.
Yeah, 2017, they won the Class A state championship before he headed to play for Dan D'Antoni at Marshall. I wonder if he thought about playing at his dad's alma mater. But now he's getting to play kind of for him, playing for his dad at his, what represents his alma mater here tonight.
Scissorick hit on the arm. That's going to be 3 free throws.
They used to call that the cardinal sin, shooting, fouling a jump shooter.
Foul a jump shooter. Especially
a three-point jump shooter. But now, with the proliferation of the three-point line, the fact that everyone can make that at a high clip, and it's considered a really good shot now, you know, you're going to have your share of fouls of people shooting a three-point shot because of the urgency to contest. Because the thought process behind that phrase was, please invite them to shoot from the perimeter, because basketball was about getting as close to the rim as possible. Basketball is no longer played that way.
Will Voorhees back in.
Going to need a bigger towel.
Yeah, apparently trying to locate the moisture here. Daniel Harris, the Davison Elkins head coach out there. And one more free throw for Scissorick.
Kind of served an icing of sorts, right? Shoot the first one, and then we got to take 10 minutes to wipe up the floor. And it worked.
Yeah, there it is.
Ooh, an impromptu double team. But they break it easily, but not a good pass. Oh, it got it through
somehow. Got it to Voorhees.
I don't know where that ball, how it got through the defenders there. Not a good angle at all. Voorhees with great hands, and he gets fouled at the rim with a chance for 2 free ones.
Will Voorhees, the former, I was going to say, D2 Notre Dame College Falcon.
So if this score balloons up, will we see John Flowers? He is in uniform over there.
Going to guess no.
You going to say no? So why did he dress that? So you saying he won't play even in a blowout scenario? Well, once again, with the Elam ending, it's hard to clear your bench because you still have work to do. But Flowers can go get you a bucket, especially if you got a cushion.
He still plays.
Yeah.
But has a full-time job now as a financial advisor.
Nice steal by Reese. Better defense.
Denied. And it's Schuler able to convert it.
Just an 8-point game here.
This was 39-25 at the break.
This is an effective press. West Virginia's done a good job, but DuBois Dreams press, you can tell they've really worked on it.
Voorhees posting Dalton Bolin.
They forced 11 turnovers already. We still have a lot of basketball to play. The building is somewhat quiet. It was kind of electric at the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, O'Connor had that personal 5-0 run to close the second.
Mm-hmm.
You thought West Virginia might run away with this.
Felt like it. But here's DuBois' dream, hanging tight.
O'Connor airballed the mid-range up on one leg.
Oh,
And another finish for Schulder.
whole team. And they're wrapped up like a pretzel.
2-possession game, though. Reese trying to change that and can't. Fuller tight roping and just went knee to knee with Voorhees. Reese gets a bucket.
That was unfortunate. It's a 4-point swing potentially.
Fuller in on Voorhees, tried to force the issue, lost it.
That was classic over penetration right there.
Reese tees another. Voorhees offensive rebound. Johnson took the contact. And wow, I thought Voorhees touched that last.
I thought Johnson got blasted into the photography row.
Oblivion over there.
And all of these guys, all three of these officials would have certainly called that if this was a college game. They do not let you get knocked into the – sometimes they do in the Big 12. I take that back.
Will Voorhees and Toby O'Connor, Isaiah Sanders, Kedrian Johnson, and James Reese, the fifth for West Virginia. Hunter and Ciceric, Hines, along with Montague and Tyler Eberhardt for DuBois Stream. Johnson gets fouled going to the cup, and he'll get a chance to push this back to double digits for West Virginia.
There's still a lot of time here in the third quarter, and, of course, the fourth quarter, that's the real window where you want to make sure you're not too far behind in an Elam ending situation.
More than halfway through the third, timeout on the floor. 8-point West Virginia lead here at the basketball tournament. Pair of free throws coming for Kedrian Johnson. As West Virginia threatening to push this game back to double digits. 8-point lead for the Mountaineer Alumni.
Johnson played for Bob Huggins, of course. 2023 graduate, shot 51% from the field in 2022 as a junior.
And one of the younger West Virginia players on this roster.
Yeah. So it's kind of an area where some of these alumni teams are starting to bring in the younger players from, 2019, 2020, 2021. Some even recent graduates, 24 or 25.
At one end, Cicerik couldn't convert. O'Connor here for West Virginia. Good seal for Voorhees. And free throw line trip coming.
Helpless feeling as a defender to get buried with your head underneath the net and a guy pinning you down, and all you could do is wait for him to catch it. But usually you do what he did, foul him, make him earn it. Shaquille O'Neal, obviously one of the better post players in the history of basketball, but he used to get those deep catches, and then he would just rip the rim down.
Well, he had to. He couldn't shoot free throws.
And they would certainly try to foul him in that situation.
.12-point West Virginia lead thanks to the 2 free throws for Voorhees. Montague, Reese, the denial.
Lockdown defender at North Texas. You saw it on display right there. Just a dogged ball defender. North Texas, when he played, was always ranked in the top 10 in defense, as high as 2 or 1 at times in terms of points given up.
Yeah, I can remember some of those Grant McCaslin teams. That was their calling card.
It was.
They would shut you down.
Virginia and North Texas were 2 of the teams that you really don't want to try to score up. I mean, if you can get to 55, you've done something. And Marshall, of course, is on the opposite end of that spectrum. They tried to outscore you, speed the game up. Those were some good Conference USA years. That league, of course, still solid, but not the same. No more Marshall, Old Dominion, Southern Miss, FAU. But FAU's last game as a Conference USA team, they played it in the Final Four. They were still a member of Conference USA.
One of 2 for Reese, 13-point game, back almost to where it was at the break. Schuler, the blow-by and the bucket off the window.
And DuBois' dream gets right into that press. Oh,
and
wow.
Off of Reese and out of bounds.
Reese coughed it up. Got in dead man's corner, and he wasn't even trapped. That was still a one-on-one situation, but it cost him a turnover.
Almost every time Lance Schuler has dribble penetrated for DuBois' dream, good things have happened.
Yeah, he can get to the rim. He's very fast. Number 12 here with the basketball.
Here he is again.
Shifty.
Draws in 2. Eberhardt, somebody open. It was Bolin for a minute.
Those windows close fast on the West Virginia defensive end.
This time, though, Schuler has to force the issue and travels.
Nowhere to go. And you understand wanting to probe the defense, but coaches always say there's a thing called over-penetration. If you go too far in there with nowhere to go, nowhere to land, that's what happens. You're either going to travel, throw it out of bounds, or get deflected, which always almost leads to a turnover.
Voorhees.
Oh, he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay. You could tell the way it buckled when he was trying to jump because he had visions of dunking that with two hands dancing through his head, but he barely left the ground. It's kind of like stepping in a pothole, you know. We can only hope he's okay. We want flowers is what the crowd is saying. Will they get their wish?
I don't think so.
Are we doing props bets? Matt Martucci says no. Tim Scarborough saying yes, he's going to play tonight.
You think he's going to play?
No, I have no idea, man. I'm just trying to get people to bet.
Reese sits down. Kadrian Johnson back in for West Virginia.
So if this score holds up, the state of West Virginia could get the matchup they've been desiring
for a couple years. Cicerek got that altered by Andre. And Johnson a leak out. And West Virginia with its largest lead, now up 15. Excuse me, second largest. It's been as many as 17. Bolin quickly quells that. Makes it a 12-point game. Now some finals challenge ALS with a win over Austin's own 75-73. You were wondering about the Weathers brothers.
Yeah.
That's where they are, playing with challenge ALS.
Wow, okay.
Michael Weathers, 16, and brother Marcus had 6. DJ Burns, the former NC State Wolfpack, 15 to go with 7 rebounds and 3 assists and a pair of blocks.
Big DJ Burns, a big part of that 2020-24 run for NC State.
All the way to the Final Four.
All the way to the Final Four. It saved Kevin Keats' job, but only for a year.
And War Ready, the Auburn alumni, get a win in the opening round of the Lexington Regional.
So the transfer portal hit DuBois' dream, huh? They lost the Weathers brothers.
The TBT portal.
The TBT transfer portal.
And those two were a big reason why they almost upset West Virginia 2 years ago.
They sure were, along with Taylor Persons. Well, Taylor Persons last year with them.
Eric Stevenson was supposed to be on this West Virginia roster, but still out at the NBA Summer League. As we said, had the game winner, the Elam Ender, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and again,
we talked about Jermaine Haley. They were also supposed to have Issa Ahmad. I don't know if we ever got a reason as to why Ahmad didn't end up showing up.
Yep, putting the team together is a challenge for sure.
Up by 12 here. Fuller lowered the shoulder.
When you're putting a team together for TBT, the talent level has to be just right, like Goldilocks. You don't want guys that aren't quite as good, and if they're too good, they're going to be not available perhaps, right? Particularly, we just saw that with the Marshall group. 2 guys in NBA Summer, I should say.
DuBois Dream gets a steal. O'Connie says no on the Bolin layup attempt. And foul on DuBois Dream and Isaiah Fuller. Now Isaiah Fuller just picked up a technical.
You'll see a lot of technical fouls in TBT. We had 3 tonight so far.
Relatively quiet night for Jared West.
Jared West epitomizes grit and toughness, though. Always strong with the ball. Energizer bunny on defense. He was a really good Conference USA player for Dan D'Antoni for 4 years. And then finished his career, as we said, at Louisville.
So those were the technical free throws, and now you get the free throws from the actual foul.
Chance to balloon this lead to 16.
Now John Flowers has momentarily shed a warm-up, but now I think he's going to put it back on.
John Flowers, is he putting it on, or is he just folding it?
He's just folding it up.
I think he's got.
There it goes.
Goes over
back
the neck.
on.
Thought he had designs in getting in. And he decided, maybe not yet. I should text Greg Richardson to see if he can put him in for me. The GM, one of the GMs for West Virginia.
Inside of a minute here in the third quarter. West jumped the passing lanes.
Lob. Nope. Whoa.
And a tough shot on the break for Sanders, but got it to go.
Pretty nice flotation device right there.
4 now for Isaiah Sanders. Whistle and a foul. That's West Virginia threatening to really bust this game open. A lead that's been as many as 17.
Saying he's in your pockets, which means he's about to steal it from you.
About an almost 8-second differential shot and game clock winding down the third. Good D by West Virginia. Bolin
he shouldn't have reached.
Tried to force that.
He should not have reached, though. Good job by Bolin.
Yeah, got the call that he was looking for.
Sure did. But if Isaiah Sanders just keeps him trapped, it's like 2 seconds on the shot clock. There's no way he's getting any kind of high percentage shot or any shot off, really. He wasn't even facing the rim.
Sanders will sit down for West Virginia. In Lexington, La Familia, the Kentucky alumni. An 18-9 lead on Stroh's squad.
La Familia was the runner-up last year.
Winded down the third. Johnson trying to beat the buzzer. And it's Sanders. Yes, they'll score that. Wow. That's an exclamation point on the third quarter.
It was a pretty quiet third quarter. But that quiet has turned into a near riot here going into the fourth. A great cleanup of the bucket by Isaiah Sanders.
Headed to the fourth. What a dunk by the former Fairmont State player. West Virginia up by 17 when we return. All West Virginia here in Charleston. About 5 minutes of actual basketball, game time wise.
Oh, I thought you were calling Elam ending no basketball.
No, and then Elam ending.
Okay. Really good pass.
As DuBois Dream starts this fourth quarter with a Riker Cesarek dunk.
Isaiah Fuller with a dime. No luck. Oh, run him out of the gym, why don't you? Jeez.
Tyler Eberhardt picks up the foul.
So, Tooch, I get the feeling you didn't like my idea about the college players playing in TBT. What's the reservation?
I just like it the way it is.
You're a traditionalist?
Correct.
Things are getting terminal right here for the boys in purple. They need a lot of buckets and they need them fast, and they can't do that right there.
Eberhardt just threw it away.
Whoa, not a good
got
shot.
the steal. O'Connie came from behind, might have gotten a piece. Hunter on the turnaround, left it short. Well, we've yet to see what's the top seed in this region. That'll come on Sunday.
Yep.
Elite Nation.
An Elite Nation, they're an interesting group. A lot of those guys were the former Gale Nation team, Iona alum, and some others. Very talented group, perhaps a little long in the tooth. We'll see what plays out, how well some of those guys have held up over the years. 2019, that was a great team. 2018, 19, a really good TBT team. A.J. English, D'Angelo Harrison, those guys. But we'll see. But they're into the second round.
And quite possibly on their roster, the best name in TBT, Flandris Fleming.
Flandris Fleming. Wow.
Montague with another triple, and we're back to a 12-point game.
They won't go away, will they? 3 minutes from Elam ending. You want to be under double digits if you can. They're well on their way to that first goal. And you cross those other bridges when you get to it, but you got to get to this one first.
Pretty much all West Virginia since the late portion of the second quarter. And not a whole lot has changed. In Wichita, Aftershocks, the Shocker Alumni, up 28-16 on no excuses. And yes, Tim Scarborough, Connor Frankamp is playing for the Wichita State Alumni.
He's still at it, huh?
Marcus Keene, part of Aftershocks this year.
Marcus Keene, the old West hired gun, goes to the highest bidder, right? Longtime sideline cancer guy.
Reese looking for another three, has been a little cold since that opening stretch where he had 3 or 4.
He hit 3 of his first 4. He's now 4 for 12 from downtown.
That La Familia, Kentucky alumni team with a 13-point lead now. DeAndre Liggins, Kareem Cantor, Willie Cauley-Stein, Deron Lamb, and the Harrisons, all on that Kentucky team, as is Archie Goodwin.
And who was the shooter that they were missing in the championship game? Can't remember the kid's name now. But he hit 6 threes in the semifinal game or the quarterfinal game, and then couldn't make the trip to Philadelphia.
Wasn't Eric Bledsoe, was it?
No. I know Bledsoe.
Oh, you mean Nate Sestina.
Sestina, correct. There we go. I knew you would know. Yeah. If they had Sestina in Philadelphia, they might have been cashing in $1 million. And that's not a slight to Carmen's crew, who eventually won it. But not having Sestina allowed them tactically to play the Kentucky team differently. But that was a really good championship.
Wesley Harris back in. Toby Okani sits down. What about this West Virginia team as constructed?
They're good. They have.
How far can they go, though? Can they win the whole thing?
Absolutely. They can. Will they is another story. They have enough talent here from what we can see. Knowing we've been around TBT as long as we have, we've been to many championships in person as we have an injury there. Appears to be some sort of lower body leg injury.
That's Christian.
Montague.
I believe it's Christian Montague. Yeah, it is.
Who's 4 for 6 from downtown. But yeah, I mean, as constructed, we know what it takes to be a champion in TBT. You have size, quickness, athleticism, cohesiveness, three-point shooting, rim protection.
Ciceric whirling and fouled.
This West Virginia team ticks a lot of those boxes. Well coached. Having said that, the West Virginia team is going to have trouble getting out of this region. Still have to play. Heard that on Sunday if they win this. That Elite Nation team that we talked about, the #1 seed in this region, still lurking about.
Well, don't look now. DuBois Stream has this back inside single digits.
Yep.
Inside double, I should say. At single.
Double, yep, at single. I knew what you meant. They've continued this full court pressure. They get what they want here.
Yeah, Johnson. And then Bolin.
That makes it
and it's a 2-possession game.
That makes it interesting.
Here comes DuBois Stream.
Wow, we almost prematurely, but we didn't pronounce the benediction of this game, but this one is not over.
DuBois Stream, we're at 1 point down by 17 in this third quarter.
Yeah, not that long. We're 1:45 from an Elam ending scenario. We already say end of third quarter and all the time part of the fourth quarter is very key to winning these games. You got to put yourself in a position to be close as you can to that target score. And wow, the boys' dream has done just that in the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, this was 62-45 when the fourth quarter started.
Wow, 12-0 run.
12-0.
Quickly.
Bolin will guard the inbounder, James Reese.
West Virginia needs a bucket here. Oh, he traveled. Whoa. This is shaky.
And O'Connie just threw it away.
There you go. That whole possession was shaky as you see Jarrett West Sr. telling his team to calm down.
Former Duquesne head coach and longtime Bob Huggins assistant at West Virginia. Ron Everhart also on that bench, standing up. Ciceric leaving it off for Fuller. He took some contact, lost out of bounds, last touched by West Virginia.
Ted Valentine reading his lips looked like he said, because they were thinking it was off of them, he said, I could have called a foul. So he's just going to give him the ball. And if you don't think that happens with referees, you're crazy. Picked him. Oh, we got a leak out, but they're going to hold it. This is another big possession. That would have been great for Schuler. Looks like he's got a cramp again or something. Montague already went out. They're running out of bullets, running out of guards over there in purple. That would have made things interesting if the boys' dream could have come up with a bucket in that possession.
Less than 90 seconds from Elam ending time. And that's a foul on Hunter.
Still no points here. West looks like he's got blood on the back of his jersey, number 13 in white.
Yeah, absolutely does.
And it's probably his. looks like his elbow was bleeding. Coughed it up. Wow.
Hunter came away with it.
21st turnover.
Chance to get this down to a possession before the Elam ending.
It's a lot of turnover. 15 for DuBois' Dream.
Hunter got caught up with Akani on him. Eberhardt left it short.
Short. He had it, too.
Up ahead to Kedrian Johnson. Shot clock inside at 20. Elam ending will come at the first dead ball, either at or under 4 minutes. Target score right now, if this holds, would be 70. And it'll be 72 based on Reese. Can DuBois' Dream get one more bucket?
Oh, Jared West Sr. begging for a travel call.
Bolin instead drills the three.
Woo! From the Puma logo.
And into the Elam ending we go. Target score 72.
That's a big basket right there because it's not 72 points. It's only 12 for Dream.
8 away versus 12 away.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here at Charleston. Target scores on the scoreboard. First one to 72 moves on to the second round, takes their first step toward $1 million.
This is anybody's ball game. Turnovers are mounting for West Virginia. This pressure has gotten to them, especially lately. They have not scored but 2 points in the fourth quarter.
And they just committed another one. Schuler right in on Reese, and who touched the basketball last. Wow.
Nobody was going to be happy with that call. That was tough. 22 turnovers for West Virginia. Now that will stop you from winning $1 million if you have a turnover issue. But it's not something that they can't clean up. But this has been sloppy here, especially late.
Montague, the unselfish dump down. Hunter. Now they're only 10 away.
Again, the full court pressure, 10 away versus 8 away. That's anybody's game. Just because you have the lead in the Elam ending doesn't mean it's your birthright to win the game. West Virginia is going to have to go win this game. This is what makes Elam ending different than anything in sports. You got to put a team away. You just can't run the clock out.
Mitchell open. Johnson Moore open. Can't knock down the three, but followed his shot. Mitchell with the shot clock inside 15. Johnson got it stripped. Schuler a hand in. Right to the basket, in on West, tied up, arrow back over to West Virginia.
Really good defense right there. We talked about West being a great on-ball defender. The anticipation and the dogged way he spends energy on defense is impressive. Wow, it was a 2-point game. And again, as you said, we got to think of it as how far you are away from the target score.
Plus 10 for DuBois Stream, plus 8 for West Virginia.
Can I get 10 before you get 8? Oh, yes, I can.
But they've been outscored 17-2. Since the start of that fourth quarter, tide continuing to turn toward DuBois Stream. O'Connie the inbounder. A tough catch, Johnson. That was tied up, got deflected.
No jump ball there.
O'Connie escapes. Reese. Ball loose, bodies going everywhere. Woo. Wow, I thought Hunter might have touched that last. Instead, it's over to DuBois Stream.
Yeah, and there's no way to look at the replay either, so the call will stand. Man, the scrambling, though, the helter-skelter way this game is starting to develop. DuBois Dream has a lot of momentum right now, and they believe they can win this game, and they're doing it at the defensive end.
We just got a look by rewinding our YouTube feed. Hunter absolutely touched that basketball.
Wow. It looked like that to me too, Matt. Big possession here psychologically. And they're going to call the hold on Mitchell. And once again, DuBois Dream, can they break through finally? Because they've been in these scenarios before and have come up just short. And here they are again, having overcome a 17-point lead late in this ball game. But the Elam ending doesn't allow West Virginia to run out the clock. They need buckets.
Bolin try to bring them to 8 away.
He felt that one. It just didn't go for him.
Mitchell got it stripped from behind. Sanders, ball still loose.
Yeah.
And he did get a timeout.
Well, Jarrett West called it from the bench wisely. Wow, these guys are scrambling for their TBT lives right now. And just a moment ago, it seemed like they would cruise to victory. They are not cruising right now. And this building, the nervous energy is palpable right now from the fans. What a development.
There were no timeouts.
How about that?
West Virginia was out of timeouts.
Apologies to Chris Webber, but they did a Chris Webber. I know he's not the only guy to do that, but his name is certainly attached to it. A timeout with no timeouts.
So technical free throws coming for Dalton Bolin.
With a chance to tie this game. These are tough. These are hard shots, though. with what's at stake.
9 away now for DuBois Stream.
But the psychological aspect of this is just bananas, because now you're tied if he makes this.
8 away for both teams, but West Virginia has all of 2 points since the beginning of the fourth quarter.
DuBois Dream is in the driver's seat, and they were barely in the vehicle not long ago. Got to be strong with the ball at both ends, though.
Bolin, who had the 3 that basically started this, up on one leg. Sanders.
He induced that foul.
I'm just thinking about that as he draws the contact here. Think about the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
When he had that dunk that was absolutely insane
Oh,
to finish the quarter.
He's about to run these people out of
the gym.
And DuBois Dream, to their credit, did not waver. And the energy that they have spent on defense is impressive. Their full-court pressure has worked over and over again. 25 turnovers for West Virginia.
8 to shoot. West.
Nope.
Nothing there. And out of bounds over to DuBois Stream. Eight away for each team. If you're new to this scenario, clock is off. It's first one to 72.
So possessions are more valuable than the clock, than time. You can't run the clock out because West Virginia would have won this game already.
Hunter got his jersey grabbed from behind, and that's either going to be a foul on Mitchell or Okani. It's on Mitchell.
For a foul on him, you get 6.
What was the last one 2 years ago? 70 to 68, West Virginia.
Stevenson hits the 3. And in that Elam scenario, DuBois Dream led late.
Hunter unable to convert the first.
The way this is going, neither team is going to get to 72.
7 away versus 8 away. Bolin sits down. Eberhardt back in. Eberhardt, Fuller, Schuler, Scissorick, and Hunter for DuBois Stream. Sanders, West, along with Johnson, Okani, and Trey Mitchell for West Virginia. Okani bumped. Fuller commits the foul. So one free throw and a possession coming for West Virginia.
Yeah, fouling now. And if the refs are going to call it that way, that relieves some pressure because you are going to be afraid to foul, so you may not be reaching and pushing and shoving like you were throughout the course of this game, because a foul is a free throw and they still retain possession. Chance to tie here. Missed. Lid on basket. Since that dunk that put the crowd into a frenzy, they've had 2 points. And they really show no signs of getting high percentage shots right now. There have not been good possessions.
Okani steps in.
Not even close.
Sanders.
Not close.
Not at all.
I mean, those are bricks. Those aren't just missed shots. Quite a development.
Eberhardt with the flash and scored.
Man. This is like a prize fight where the one fighter was winning the whole time, but then he got punched in the mouth and he could never recover.
Five away is DuBois Stream versus 8 away for Best Virginia.
Foul.
West got fouled. That's one way to stop the bleeding.
Well, it gives you an opportunity to. You got to make these free throws, though. And the longer this game goes, all these moments makes you a little bit tighter if you were the team that had the 17-point lead.
Jared West, a 69% free throw shooter. And that was over the course of collegiate career. Seven away now versus 5 away. One of two. Hunter with a two-fisted punch.
Oh, my goodness.
DuBois Stream 3 away.
One possession away. They have been here before versus this team, actually, being one possession away.
And another foul on DuBois Stream.
It is so quiet in here. Whether he makes these or not, they're facing elimination on the defensive end.
6 away versus 3 away.
Psychologically, they need a bucket, but again, even if they score, even if they tie it, you still have to get a stop at the other end, and certainly not give up a three.
Mitchell stepped around Hunter.
Good patience.
4 away versus 3 away, but you have to get a stop.
You can't give up a three. You can't foul anyone shooting a three. And now DuBois Stream will talk it over. Interesting moment here.
And right now, our only one possession game of this final session here of day one is right here in Charleston.
Wow. We got drama here in West Virginia.
Founding Fathers, the host team of that James Madison Regional, beaten by 18 tonight.
Wow.
By that Philly team, what's formerly the Big Five team, now NXT Era Elite.
Yeah, a lot of talent on that group. I'm looking at that roster.
Including Ramon Galloway, who took LaSalle to a Sweet 16 about 12 years ago.
I remember that. All right, John Giannini was the coach then at LaSalle. Have you been to the new Gola Arena yet?
It's nice.
Yeah?
They did a very good job with it.
I would love to get up there and check that out. Of course, as you know, I grew up just a few blocks from that arena in Philadelphia.
Boy, what a situation this has turned into, though. This was a 62-45 basketball game entering what was the third period, or the fourth period.
With the crowd in a frenzy as well, off of a dunk at the buzzer.
By Isaiah Sanders. Now Best Virginia in need of a stop. They had 4 more points.
They just can't give up a three.
There's the stop. Cesarek off his hands, saying he was held.
Costly turnover, perhaps. But West Virginia cannot beat you in this possession unless you foul them on a three-point shot, and they make it.
Well, or you could, I guess, just get fouled, right?
Or
you
if
get
you
one,
foul them,
one
they get a free
non-shooting
throw,
foul.
and that does change the scenario if they make a free throw, yes. Then you are facing potential elimination.
Oconee, two-game. Mitchell somehow got it off the tip.
Mitchell has been big the last couple of possessions.
DuBois Dreams still 3 away versus 2 away for West Virginia.
Do you go for 3 now?
They want Montague. He's been their best perimeter shooter. 10 to shoot. Cesarek for the win, couldn't get it. A bucket for West Virginia sends them into a Capital Classic TBT edition.
Drive the ball or get it to Mitchell. Here's the double.
Oconee fouled.
Oh, another cramp.
And a pair of free throws for Toby Oconee. He was in the act of shooting.
These are not guaranteed, though, Matt. Tough free throws once again. And sometimes the magnitude of the situation can dictate the outcome. And this delay with an injury will make this free throws even tougher. Now you got to think about it even more.
Trying to work the cramp out of Lance Schuler.
Toby Oconee, I believe, is going to the free throw line, correct?
He had just missed his last trip.
Played for 3 different schools from 2020 to 2025, Duquesne, Illinois, Chicago, and, of course, West Virginia.
Was a 57% career free throw shooter in college.
So not a lock. But if he doesn't win the game, if you're West Virginia, you're still in great shape. Just don't give up a 3-point play. And you'll have another possession to win the game.
Now we've officially approached the 10 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Now here comes Oconee. West Virginia 11 of 17 on the night as a team. Oconee 0 for 1. One away.
Who says there's no drama and free throws winning the game? This is huge.
Toby Oconee to send West Virginia to a Capital Classic TBT edition. Yes, sir.
Wow.
West Virginia avoiding collapse survives in Charleston. 72-69. For the second time in 3 years, beating DuBois Dream by a possession.
Remarkable. And as excited as you should be for West Virginia, you got to feel terribly for DuBois Dream, who have come up short a few times now in this tournament, and they've played well enough to win every time. That comeback was valiant. They didn't give up, They put themselves in position again to win the game, and they just fell a little short.
Now, Toby Okani's so excited that they forgot to shake hands. And now they're going to come back and do it. So placard is already up on the board. We will see you Sunday, folks.
It was a good one, partner.
Elite Nation and Court Street Kings. We'll start our doubleheader. That's 3 o'clock Eastern on YouTube. And then heard that, the Marshall alumni and West Virginia alumni in the TBT edition of the Capital Classic. For Tim Scarborough and our entire fantastic crew here in Charleston, Matt Martucci saying so long. West Virginia, survive and advance, TBT edition. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you on Sunday.